I was supposed to start this talk 10 seconds ago, but I thought to myself, and I convinced myself, that I needed one more moment to fix my microphone or one more moment to center my feet. I am 10 seconds into my big moment, and I've already tried to negotiate with time. Does that feel familiar to anyone else? Let's try to visualize it. Imagine it's 1 a.m. You're supposed to be sleeping, but you're scrolling on your phone and watching videos of people eating those delicious foods you know you'll never cook. Or maybe you're arguing with someone on the internet about like a movie you didn't like. Why? Well, turns out during the day, you're a worker, a student, a daughter, or a son, but at 1 a.m., you're the boss. The boss who is firing the person who has to work tomorrow morning early. You're not enjoying it, but you can't stop because, well, that is the only time you don't have someone telling you what to do. You feel free. So you steal 5 more minutes of fake freedom from someone who needs it the most. The person who has to wake up 5 hours from then on. Why do we do this? Why are we so mean to ourselves? Well, turns out researchers at the UCLA have conducted an experiment. And apparently the brain is playing a trick on you. They brought in a person and analyzed their brain when they were thinking about themselves in the future. And the results were chilling. Apparently, when we think of ourselves in the future, our brain goes cold because it sees a stranger. So when we're choosing 5 more minutes of scrolling instead of 5 hours of sleeping, we're throwing a very heavy and stressful burden onto a stranger and then walking away. You guys are not just procrastinators, you're just really bad roommates to yourselves. And we try to justify it because time feels like a lie. That is the dopamine clock. Basically, our brain, when it's in this revenge mode, it tries to search for cheap dopamine. And that speeds up our internal clock. So if 1 hour has passed for the sun, then it's only been 5 minutes for us. Not only do we lose time, but we also lose the ability to perceive time accurately. Isn't that insane? So, how do we fix this? What do we do? How do we stop being so mean to ourselves? Well, there's actually this little quirk that our brains have. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. And it just really hates leaving things unfinished. I want you guys to raise your hand if you ever had an experience like this. Have you ever had a specific song stuck in your head and it keeps replaying over and over in your head and you can't remember the ending or the start of it? Have you ever had that moment? Yeah, exactly. Me too. I've definitely had that moment before. That is exactly your brain refusing to close a loop that it wants to finish. So, let's use that annoyance to our benefit and our advantage. Tomorrow, when you're about to write your essay, don't set a goal for 1 hour that you're gonna finish this essay. No, just take 5 minutes, only 5, nothing less, nothing more, just 5, and start typing. Don't finish the essay, but that will exactly open up the loop we were just talking about. Our brain will stop seeing this task as a threat and more of like a puzzle it wants and needs to solve. A few minutes ago, I was standing here in silence because I was negotiating with a stranger. I was trying to find that one more moment of comfort at the expense of the person who has to finish this speech. So, tonight, I want you guys to try something a little radical, a little different. But when you're on your phone at 1 a.m., I want you to stop. Stop the loop before it even starts, okay? Because you don't have to think about the 9 a.m. deadline that you have or the work you haven't finished yet. Just think about yourself and be kind to yourself, because we have a neurological empathy gap towards our future self. So that person who is basically on their phone scrolling and scrolling, and then have to waste 5 hours the next day with headaches and discomforts and the anxiety of being late, or maybe not being able to finish your work on time. Those people are you, and we forget that. So don't forget it. My 10 seconds are finally up. And for once, I'm okay with that. Thank you.